Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech, and in this video I'll be showing you the most important tips and tricks for your OnePlus 7 Pro. By the way guys, I'll also be making a dedicated video for the best features where I'll be covering all the features offered by this phone, so definitely check out that video. Link will be in the description. Now with that said, first I want to show you my favorite feature about this phone. That would be the dark theme. So to enable that, go to settings, and once you're in settings, select display, or scroll down a bit and then select theme. Now this phone comes with three different themes: colorful, light and dark. This is the light one, and my personal favorite one is the dark one, which simply changes the UI elements of the entire operating system. All the white color or light colors are replaced with dark backgrounds and sometimes completely black, and because of the AMOLED display on this phone, it just looks pretty cool. It saves a lot of battery and it even strains your eyes less at night. So definitely check out the dark theme. Next I want to show you three different ways to navigate throughout the system. So to check that out, first go to settings, then select buttons and gestures, then select navigation bar and gestures. So this is the default layout, and if you select the first option, navigation bar customization, you get some additional options related to these buttons. Now if you enable the first toggle, it'll swap the buttons on the left and right side. I personally like the back button on the right side, so I'll just enable it. Now the back button is on the right side. Now if you enable this toggle, you will see a dot on the left side of the navigation bar. Now you can click it to hide your navigation bar. So whenever you want to use the navigation bar, you can swipe up and it shows up. Now you can go home. Only on the home screen you can always see the navigation bar. Otherwise, whenever you open any application, navigation bar hides automatically. So if you want to make the navigation bar stick, once again click the dot and it sticks. Next we have long press actions and double tap actions. I would suggest you to change the long press action for the recent tabs button. Just select this option. Now select open close split screen. Now once you do that, you can long press the recent tabs button to start split screen mode. This is something I would definitely recommend you to do. So if you're using the 3-button layout, that's how you can open the split screen mode. Next we have Android Pie based navigation bar, just like on Pixel phones. Now you get just two buttons, back button and home button. Back button acts like a regular button, and the home button it is, and you can swipe up for recent apps, and you can swipe on the home button left to switch between applications. So initially I thought it's a pretty cool feature, but especially on this phone or any other phone except for the Pixel phones, this navigation bar isn't that responsive. So I would suggest you to try out the navigation gestures. So just select that, and now the navigation bar is completely hidden. Now if you want to go back, you can swipe on the right side or the left side to go back a step, and you can swipe at the center to go home, and finally you can swipe and hold for recent tabs. Now you might wonder how to trigger Google Assistant if you're using these navigation gestures. Clearly you don't have any button. So for that we have a nice little shortcut. Once again go to settings, then select buttons and gestures. Now enable this toggle, quick activate assistant app. Now once you enable this toggle, you can press the power button for like half a second to trigger Google Assistant. There you go. How's the weather? So that's Google Assistant. And now if you press and hold the power button for like 3 seconds, you'll get the power options. There you go. Now you might wonder how to use split screen mode if you're using the gestures. So for that, first go to the recent apps page. Now click this button over here, then select split screen. Once you do that, that application will open up in the top window, and you can select the secondary application from the recent apps, or else you can go to the home screen and then select your secondary application from your app drawer. And that's how it works. Now split screen mode has been on Android for a very long time, but still there are applications that do not support this feature. So if you want to force all applications to support split screen mode, this is what you need to do. First go to settings, then go to about phone, then click the build number 7 times. Once you do that and enter your password, developer options will be enabled. Now go back a step and select system. There you can find the developer options. Now scroll all the way to the bottom and enable this toggle that says force activities to be resizable. Now once you do that and restart your phone, all the applications will support split screen mode. Now going on next, this is your default power menu. Like when you press and hold the power button for 3 seconds, this is the menu that you get, and when you click restart, it just restarts the phone. Now that's completely unexpected. So let's wait. So guys, as you have seen, once I click the restart button, it simply restarted without any confirmation or any additional options. But if we go to the theme developer options once again and enable advanced reboot and click the power button for 3 seconds, you get additional options instead of just restart. Now you can directly go to the bootloader or the recovery directly from the power menu. So that's pretty cool if you're a developer or if you want to tweak your phone a lot. Next we'll have a quick walkthrough of the camera interface. So this is the camera application. Over here we have 3 different buttons. The first one is for the wide angle camera, and the second one is for the primary camera, that's a 48 megapixel camera, and the final one is for the telephoto lens. Now you can swipe left or right to switch between all these modes, and you can also swipe up to check out all the modes. Now if you go to settings, we have this option customize modes. From here you can add extra modes and also rearrange them. So let me just add pro mode and slow motion and rearrange them such that pro mode is right beside portrait mode. And now if I go to the camera interface, we have pro mode right beside portrait mode. Now while we are at it, this phone comes with a 48 megapixel camera but by default doesn't take 48 megapixel pictures. So if you really want to take 48 megapixel pictures, first go to the pro mode, then click the button over here and select JPEG 48 megapixel, and now you will be able to take 48 megapixel pictures. Now going back to the video mode, if you want to change the video resolution, you can do it from here. So this phone supports 1080p at 30 fps, 1080p at 60 fps, 4K at 30 fps, and even 4K at 60 fps. So by default it's set to 4K, but you can also change it to 1080p, just like that. Now for some reason, if you're seeing a watermark in your pictures like this, shot on OnePlus, and if you want to remove it, or maybe if you want to add your own name to it, this is what you need to do. Go to settings, then select shot on OnePlus watermark. If you just want to remove this watermark, disable this toggle, and if you want to add your own name, enable these two toggles and then add your name. Now once you do that and take a picture, this is what we see. It still says shot on OnePlus but by GreedyTech. So that's pretty cool. Now for another tip, this phone has auto HDR on by default. So if you want to disable that, or if you want to have more manual control, make sure you enable this toggle, manual HDR control, to toggle auto HDR. You can either disable it, enable it, or leave it to auto. Now this is how the phone looks once we turn it off. Now this phone comes with an AMOLED display but doesn't have always on display feature, but instead we have ambient display, and this is how it looks like. So to turn on ambient display, go to settings, then select display, then select ambient display. Now you can tweak these settings according to your preference. You can also change your clock style to something like this. I'll just stick with this. Anyway, you can change your clock style, and there are three ways to trigger ambient display. First is pick up the phone. When your phone is lying on a surface, you can simply pick it up and you can see the ambient display. Next we have tap the screen to show. So once again the phone is locked, I can simply tap the screen or touch the screen once to see the ambient display. And the final option is whenever we get a notification. So if this toggle is enabled, every time you get a notification, you will see the ambient display. So these are the settings on my phone. So now let's check out the face unlock settings. For that, go to security and lock screen, select facial data, select face unlock, enter your password. So these are all the settings that we get. Select default way to unlock. There are two ways to unlock. First one is swipe to unlock. Now if you select this option, every time your display lights up, you have to manually swipe up the lock screen to use the face unlock feature. Personally, I like to go with this. Every time display lights up, face unlock works. So you can choose this based on your preference. Now for some reason, if you don't want to use face unlock, you can also disable it from here. Just go to face unlock settings and disable this toggle. And now face unlock will not work. Here's a quick preview. So now even when I swipe up the lock screen, face unlock doesn't work. Now if you're planning to use Fingerprint Scanner, then there are things that you can do with that as well. Now this is the lock screen, and as you can see, we don't know where the Fingerprint Scanner is. So for that, we have two options. First one is pick your phone to show. So if you have this option enabled, once you pick up your phone, ambient display lights up and it will clearly show where the Fingerprint Scanner is. And then you can place your finger to unlock the phone. Next we have tap the screen to show, or touch the screen, whatever you want to call it. So now the phone is locked, completely blank. I can simply touch the screen once to see where the Fingerprint Scanner is. And as you can see, Fingerprint Scanner is also working. Now going on next, you also have Fingerprint Animation effects. So if you want to change this animation effect, you can change it from fingerprint settings. Select this option, and these are all the different animations. I'll try this. That's something I've probably seen on a Vivo phone. So here's a quick look once again. It's pretty fast. So that's the animation. This is plain. Now going on next, we have something called the Fingerprint Shortcut. So this is your lock screen, and when you try to unlock your phone, nothing actually happens. But if you enable Fingerprint Shortcut, for that you need to go to settings, then select utilities. Now select quick launch. Now once you enable this feature, so every time you try to unlock your phone with the Fingerprint Scanner, just place your finger on the Fingerprint Scanner even after your phone is unlocked, and you get some additional options. And these settings or these shortcuts can be edited. I've just added YouTube to the list. So to add a new shortcut, click this button. You get all these quick actions, and you can also quickly launch applications. I'll try to add Amazon. Now when I try to unlock the phone and keep the finger on the Fingerprint Scanner, Now I get to choose the application. I'll open Amazon. So this is just another quick way to use your phone. Next, I'll show you different ways to take screenshot on your phone. So the basic way is to use the buttons. You can press the volume down and power button both at the same time to take a screenshot. Here it is. Now if that is a bit hard for you, you can press and hold the power button until you see the power menu. And even over here we have a shortcut to take a screenshot. Just click it to take a screenshot. Another way to do it is the 3-finger screenshot. So to enable that, you need to go to settings, then select buttons and gestures, select quick gestures, enable 3-finger screenshot. Now once you do that, you can swipe down using 3 fingers to take a screenshot. It literally works everywhere and it's probably the best or easiest way to take a screenshot. There you go. Now if you want to take a longer screenshot, maybe a screenshot of this web page, first take a regular screenshot. You can either use the buttons or the gesture. I'll go with the gesture. Now click this button, expand screenshot. Once you do that, your phone will automatically scroll through the page and take a longer screenshot. If you're done or if you're satisfied, click on the screen to stop. And this is your longer screenshot. Once again, you get additional options over here to quickly edit your screenshot. If you don't like it, you can delete it directly from here. There you go. Next, this phone has some super handy gestures which have been passed down way back from OnePlus One. So to use them, go to settings, then select buttons and gestures. Now select quick gestures. And here we are. So first we have flip to mute. Now once you enable this feature, whenever you get a call, you can simply flip your phone to silence the ringer. So I'm expecting a call right now. Now when you get a call, you can simply flip your phone to silence it. So that's one way to do it. Next we have double tap to wake. And as the name suggests, you can double tap the screen to wake it up. Next we have music controls, where we can draw different signs like less than, greater than, or 2 lines to play or pause music. So that's pretty cool. Next we have all the shortcuts. We can set O for camera, that's the default one. For some reason it's not set already. We can toggle the flashlight using V. And then we have some more gestures. For now let's test O and V. So when the phone is locked, I can draw an O to open the camera application quickly. I can also draw a V to toggle the flash. So now the flash is on. I'll draw it once again to turn it off. There you go. So these are my favorite gestures and I wish every other phone had it. Now going on next, if you want to display the battery percentage and network usage on the status bar over here, this is what you can do. Go to settings, then select display. Now scroll to the bottom and select status bar. Now if you want to see the battery percentage on the status bar, make sure you enable this particular toggle. If you want to display the network speed on the status bar, enable this toggle. We have it over here. Next we also have something called icon manager. Now if you want to hide any of these icons from the status bar, let's say if I don't want to see VoLTE on the status bar, it's over here by the way, I can disable this toggle and VoLTE is hidden. This is also one of the unique features that's available only on the OnePlus phones. Now in the same display settings, we also have the option to change the resolution of the screen. Now this phone for the first time comes with a Quad HD Plus resolution. By default it is set to auto switch, so depending upon what you're doing, resolution changes automatically and helps you save some battery. But if you want to use Quad HD resolution all the time, select the second option. And if you want to save some battery and don't care about the resolution, select the third option. Personally, I always go with this option. Next, this phone also comes with 90Hz display. That's basically the refresh rate. So if you want to change it, you can also do it from here. Now when you set your display mode to 90Hz, everything looks really smooth. I really can't show it in the video, but if you're using this phone, you can clearly see that everything is moving very smoothly. But it comes at a cost, it will drain the battery much faster. So if you want better battery life, you can switch to 60Hz. As for me, I'll go with the 90Hz. Now going back to the basics, this is your default launcher. This is the OnePlus launcher and we have some pretty cool gestures. I can swipe up to open the app drawer and I can swipe down to pull down the notification bar. Now if you go to the leftmost corner of your home screen, you get something called shelf. Now this is just a page with additional widgets. But the interesting feature over here is the parking location service. So let's say you parked your bike or a car in this location, then you can click this button over here and it saves the GPS location. Once you're done using it, you can click the finish to clear the data. Now if you're in a parking lot and you want to take a picture, you can click this button and then take a picture. And now it'll show you the picture instead of the location. So that's pretty cool. Once again, once you're done, click finish. Now for some reason, if you don't like the shelf, you want to completely remove it, you can do it from settings. Just long press in an empty area, go to settings and disable toggle for shelf. Once you do that, shelf is removed. Now in the same page, that's the settings page, you have this option for double tap to lock. So instead of manually pressing the power button every time, you can just go to the home screen and double tap in an empty area to lock your phone. I'll do it once again. So now the phone is locked. So it is as simple as that. Now from the same settings page, you can do a lot of cool stuff, like you can change your icon pack, you can change the home screen layout, that's changing the grid size, you can also change the icon size. Now going on next, this phone also comes with screen recorder built into the system. Maybe you want to screencast a gameplay or something. If you want to record your screen, go to the notification toggles and you have a toggle over here. Just click it and you'll see this floating window. Now to start video recording, click this button, and once you're done, click this button over here. Now let's go back once again. So if you click the settings button, you get some additional options, like you can change the bitrate, resolution, you can select the audio source for the video, like you can use the mic or the system sound, that's internal sound, and do all crazy stuff like that. So if you're someone who's looking to record the screen a lot, then this feature is gonna be great. Now going on next, this phone comes with a pretty unique feature called Zen Mode. So to use that, just go to the notification toggles and you have a toggle over here called Zen Mode. So once you start the Zen Mode, you literally can't do anything with your phone except for making calls, answering calls, and using the camera application. All other notifications will be blocked and you can't even open any other application. Even if you restart the phone, Zen Mode doesn't stop. That is until 20 minutes. So if you want some uninterrupted time, you want to really restrict yourself, try the Zen Mode. Now going on next, this phone comes with something called alert slider, which we have been seeing from OnePlus 3, I guess. So here's the alert slider. So we get three options. The first one is the default one, that's the ringing mode, normal mode where you get to hear the ringtones. Next one is the vibration mode. So just push it up a step to go to the vibration mode. So every time you get a notification or a call, phone simply vibrates, ringtone volume is completely set to 0. Now if you push it all the way to the top, that's for silent mode, and now the phone is completely silent. So this is literally a hardware button to switch between all these modes, and it is really addictive. You should definitely give it a try. Now going on next, if you want to record calls automatically on your phone, this is what you can do. Open the phone dialer, click this button over here, go to settings, then select call recording. Now once you enable these two toggles, all the calls will be recorded automatically on your phone. Now this feature is available in India but might not be available in other countries. Now this is how the screen looks every time you get a call. On most phones you can simply swipe up this button to answer a call, but on this phone you need to swipe it down. If it's really annoying for you and you want to swap it, you can do it from the phone dialer application. Once again, go to settings and enable this toggle. Swipe up to answer. And once you do that, next time you get a call, you can swipe up to answer the call. This is something I'll definitely recommend you to do. Now for the final tip, this phone comes with a very unique feature called audio source. Now let's say a Bluetooth headset has been connected with your phone, and whenever you try to play a video, audio is obviously streamed to the Bluetooth headset. Now for some reason, if you want to turn on the speaker without disconnecting the Bluetooth, this is what you can do. Just press the volume button and click this button over here, and from here you can change your audio source. Now to turn on the speaker, I'll select the first option. Now the speaker is active. Now this phone will be a primary competition for the Redmi 7 and now the audio is being streamed to the Bluetooth headset. So this is a pretty unique feature, and that's something many people might not use it, but it's actually a very useful feature. So guys, these are all the most important tips and tricks for your OnePlus 7 Pro. If I missed out on anything important, do let us know by commenting below this video, and definitely check out my video on the best features. Link will be in the description. By the way guys, if you're planning to buy this phone, use the link in the description. It always helps the channel, and if you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter and we will try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.